Hey, welcome back to a brand new video. I recently released a video discussing YouTube's predator problem as alleged by MamaMax. MamaMax released a video featuring many other YouTubers talking about what they believe to be YouTube being pro-predator. Now, it's widely believed that they only said this because they wanted to garner attention for the video so that more people would see it and shock, outrage, click, etc, etc. People would make videos about it and it would lead to the message being spread. I made a video before personally saying that I don't agree with this way of criticizing a company because while there are points that MamaMax raises a fair argument, like YouTube is overly critical of videos that are against predators, and it makes no sense why an advertiser wouldn't monetize a video against predators, because I'm pretty sure most advertisers don't care if you shit on a predator, right? Because it's a predator. Like, most advertisers aren't in support of predators. I think that's generally agreed upon. But MamaMax's video raises the point that YouTube is overly critical of those videos, overly censors those videos, or can just take them down, which is a real issue on YouTube. YouTube takes stuff down for practically no reason. I mean, I had a stream that went down the other day for child safety, and then YouTube themselves agreed that their takedown was wrong. I have no even idea how that happens, but MamaMax's video raises some fair argument. Despite that, I think that when you make a video and then a tweet asking YouTube to pick a side between predators or children, I think that can very easily be misconstrued and lead to similar situations that have led to adpocalypses on YouTube in the past. Because if a news agency like the Wall Street Journal makes an article titled "YouTube is pro-predator" or "YouTuber calls out YouTube for pro-predator activity," anything along that line, and then they start sending the message towards advertisers, it could very easily become a problem. Now, everyone was concerned for what would happen here because this was trending worldwide. This was something that blew up, the video getting millions of views, people like Most Critical making videos about it, etc, etc, and as such many people were very worried about what was going to happen when YouTube responded. And I can tell you today that YouTube has responded, otherwise I wouldn't have made this follow-up. But before we go into everything that's happened since my last video, I would like to ask you to subscribe. I make videos almost every single day talking about situations that interest me, and if you clicked on this one and this situation interests you, I presume some of my other content will as well. If you could subscribe to help me reach 100k in the next 4 months, I would really appreciate that support, as I'm working so hard to get these videos out for you. Thank you for all of the support so far. It's insane that we are 75% of the way there, and I really appreciate that support. You can also check out my Twitter. We reached 5,000 followers on there recently, which was highly appreciated. Let's go for 10k in the next 2 years. I have no idea how Twitter metrics work, so maybe that's possible, maybe that's like an insane goal, but I would appreciate your support over there nonetheless. I have some very good takes, like that bacon is mediocre and nobody can fight me on that point. I haven't seen one good argument in response to my tweet as to why they think that bacon is better than just a mediocre dish. Also, if you could check out my video on ReZero, that would be highly appreciated. It's a video I spent 5 years on. It's a video I'm really proud of, and I do think you'll enjoy it if you watch it. It's out of my regular form of content as a video essay, but nonetheless, if you give it a chance, I think you'll enjoy it. I'll link it at the end of the video so you can watch through this whole one, and then if you could give it a chance if you enjoyed this one, that would mean a lot. That being said, let's get right into it. As mentioned in the intro, many people believed that MamaMax's video was made to be outrage bait, to get a lot of people to see that intro where they claim that YouTube is pro-predator and react upon instinct to immediately share the video to bring attention to it, to be shocked, surprised, etc, etc. It was an attempt to get people's attention and to immediately signal boost the video bigger than any regular format of addressing issues on YouTube ever could. Like, it is undeniable that without this massive claim, the video would have spread so much less. Nobody wants to share a video that's just, here is my criticism for YouTube, if you know what I mean. Which doesn't defend making these claims, but it makes it more understandable why, from his perspective, he did it. Now, this was all speculation. I mentioned it in my first video, and a lot of people were just guessing that this was why Max did it this way, but it was entirely possible that maybe Max actually believed that, and as mentioned in my previous video, that claim led to a lot of creators who were a bit critical of the hashtag or mock the hashtag being called predators themselves for finding the hashtag weird. Now, there's a reason that I think that was crazy and insane, and that's because MamaMax went on the Half-Baked podcast, and that's where Max said this.
I was wondering, like, so you're firmly in the position that YouTube needs to, like, make these changes, right? Like, your message is really that middle portion of the video, the front and the end, as far as I'm able to tell, that those exist to, like, get the video viral, right?
For the most part, I'd say so.
Do you, it's weird. So if your goal is to make, like, a message that can reflect back and, like, actually produce real change on YouTube, why would you go with such, like, an inflammatory hashtag? I don't know, for people who haven't seen it, which is, like, next to nobody. It's PickASideYouTube. Mm-hmm. Children are files.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't think my video is going to fucking do anything. I want the people I call out in the video to do something because they're the ones YouTube is going to listen to. They ain't going to listen to fucking me.
So you think your video is like the first in a domino effect?
I was thinking that exact thing. Yes. It was like a domino
I can
effect.
steal the words.
I'm just trying to get the ball rolling, and I feel like no one's going to fucking care unless I make it this bombastic, stupid ass thing.
Now, the takeaway from what Max says here is that it's 100% the hashtag they made, the way they said that YouTube was pro-predator, etc., was made to be intentionally eye-catching, to be shocking, to be as big of a claim as possible, dramatic of a claim as possible, to get people's attention, to make people react, and while I don't necessarily agree with it, it did 100% work. But people mocking the hashtag or finding it stupid weren't in the wrong for doing so. I mean, Max is basically saying here that he knew it was like stupid, it was like over dramatic, bombastic, as he says. So it's even more bizarre that his audience was saying that anyone who found it funny or found it a bit weird was a predator for finding it weird, as I addressed in my previous video. But what this means is Max was aware that he was spreading a bit of a false claim, but did so anyway. Now, Nick raises this point later in the interview, I'll play the clip in a second, that Max spreading misinformation about YouTube is not a great idea and could lead to bigger problems, like I mentioned, like an adpocalypse. And Max makes an interesting response.
I am very hyper aggressive. I am super...
Hyper aggressive is one thing, but I again, like, do you deny that that is the spread of misinformation?
I don't think it's spreading misinformation because...
Well, what misinformation specifically was spread, Nick? What would you say?
I would just say, can you give supporting evidence as to why YouTube loves pedophiles?
Well, I don't say they love pedophiles in the video.
You say word for word.
No, I say intentionally or not, you punish those of us who create content in response to injustice, such as pedophiles.
I can read I have like a direct quote.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's the one at the end of the video.
The let die the pedophiles you love or suffer the little children.
Yeah, I believe it's a Spider-Man line.
Yeah, that's a Spider-Man line. It gets the movement going. It's like
it gets the movement going, but you're walking up to the door for I don't know how much you speak on this video, like 8 to 10 minutes in the beginning.
The issue is when you say something like that,
literally
like,
just outright say, dude, the files that you love. So like, yeah, you can add your allegedlys. You can talk around it as much as you want, but you literally said that YouTube loves files in their video. So like, I get bombastic nature, but to me, it just sounds like misinformation. Like that's just what it sounds like.
I mean,
well, the issue with that also is like, this has caused people in your audience to go out and be like, hey, YouTuber, why aren't you supporting MamaMax? Oh, you must be a file. Like, you know, when you have such a distinct message, it's very hard for some audience members to maybe parse that out. And I'm not saying you're necessarily responsible for them, but maybe, do you think you could have worded that better, or maybe like that specific line didn't need to be in there?
I don't think he could have worded it better because that's the point of the video.
Well, I felt like after watching a 30-minute video about the actual issue, putting that one line at the end for, you know, it's like, let's go get them sort of thing. It like builds the hype, I guess.
Builds the hype.
And herein lies my issue with MamaMax's video. He outright states that YouTube loves predators within the video, which is a very serious claim and is factually inaccurate considering how YouTube has acted on previous predator allegations. So to say something like that is unjustified and very extreme of a claim, which leads to a lot of people taking the perspective or brave stance on Twitter of calling everyone who doesn't share the video a predator, which is not good, really not good, because not many people want to share a video that labels the platform they're producing content on pro-predator. And when Max states at the end that the reason he spread this misinformation was because it builds the hype, that's not so good, right? That's not good. That's really not good, because you shouldn't build hype around a claim like that when such a particular claim, such a serious claim, could be manipulated or taken in so many ways that it could lead to serious implications to everyone else's job on this platform for the rest of the time it stays up. If this went the wrong way and led to advertisers pulling out of YouTube, this could have been really bad. And it definitely 100% could have gone that way. As I mentioned, YouTube has responded to this situation. News articles did report on this situation. If this went the wrong way, this could have been a shitfest, honestly. And it's a little worrying, to say the least. I think a lot of people have justified concern. It is hard for me to, in good conscience, spread a video and promote a video that actively and intentionally spreads misinformation that the platform I produce content on is in support of or defends intentionally predators based on the way Max worded it. I think that shouldn't have been in the video. I feel there were ways you could have produced this video with the exact same message without saying it like that, without making such a severe sweeping claim about the platform. And it's really concerning that Max did word it that way, and that's the way that this video has spread and blown up. There is no justified reason for spreading misinformation, slander, I guess you could say it is, about YouTube that YouTube is in support of predators, especially when a bunch of creators start getting labeled pro-predator just for not making a video about it or sharing the video about it, which is bizarre. Again, really bizarre. And honestly, I feel like if I was Max, they should have immediately denounced people doing this, because so many creators got called pro-predator just for responding to this by so many people. Max should have made a public statement saying don't call people predators because they don't want to make a video about this, because it promotes more of a spread of misinformation for arguably an unjustified reason. Like, yeah, there is shit YouTube needs to change. YouTube could do more to make this platform easier to produce documentary style content about predators. They could, 100%. But the way to raise that issue shouldn't be spreading false claims about the platform and allowing people to make false claims about other creators. Now, I'm not stating that Max is responsible for people making these false claims about creators. What I'm saying is Max could denounce it. Max could disavow people doing this. But as I mentioned, YouTube made a response. To say the least, it's a response, but will it actually do anything? Serves to be seen. MamaMax's now pinned tweet reads, #PickASideYouTube. Goodbye everyone, with a love heart. And the image they attach has text that reads, I had a phone call with YouTube yesterday. We had an unexpectedly successful conversation about pushing the future of the platform in the right direction. I will be meeting up with a representative in person soon to discuss details, and will not stop hounding them until great changes have been made to benefit us creators. I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to all of you for spreading the word, both positive and negative, and I want to apologize to all the creators I dragged into this, except Shane Dawson, fuck him, as well as take the time to gush about all of my colleagues who accepted my invitation to appear in my video. You're all the most amazing and beautiful friends a man could ask for. I thank you so much for everything. Looks like YouTube takes our side, and I can't wait to see what 2022 brings us. I'm gonna get off Twitter now and go back into my hole to make my regular content. I wish you all the best. Please stay safe out there. Happy New Year. To be honest, this is pretty good news, because the fact that YouTube has gone to Max, heard Max out, and is allowing Max to explain to them things that could be changed about the platform to better it, means that we likely will see the platform pushed in the right direction to allow people who produce more controversial content a place on YouTube where they can make money from their content, not be demonetized, and not have their videos age restricted or taken down, and provides a better pathway for the future of this content so it doesn't get shimmied out of YouTube in place of more brand safe content. It is good to hear this response from YouTube. To hear that they're making an effort to speak to Max in person as well is good. And while it needs to be said that the last time Max did a movement like this, when YouTube spoke to people like Moist Critical, nothing really came of it. In this situation, it could actually go further, especially because this situation has blown up to the extent it has. I feel that this situation could actually lead to good change on YouTube. And while there is a lot of criticism to be had for what Max said in their video, I'm glad to see it's gone the right way, and I have to give Max credit for actually managing to get contact with YouTube to resolve this issue, to actually present their statements, and to actually build a connection with YouTube in hopes that it leads somewhere. 100%, it's good to see YouTube take a step in the right direction to enable this. I was very concerned this would go the wrong way, so it's good to see it's gone the right way. And I have to give applause to Max for doing this. Like, good job. You've actually achieved what you wanted to, and I guess it serves to show that if YouTubers make enough noise, YouTube will listen. Now, will YouTube actually do something in this situation? We don't know. They might just fucking pretend they're gonna do something and then never do anything. That can happen with YouTube, or changes can be stuck in the pipeline for like 7 million years, and then the board just calls it off or whatever. Something happens in the pipeline, we don't see the changes for ages or ever. So I guess in this situation, we just have to hope that YouTube makes the right changes to support us, hopes that YouTube fixes the issues Max presented, and hope that YouTube actually learns from this. YouTube actually fixes the platform from this. YouTube goes over all of the issues in Max's video from all of the creators and simultaneously tries to resolve them to the best of their ability. That would be great. I'm optimistic for this video, to be honest. I am optimistic. Although I was quite negative in my first video, I am optimistic seeing YouTube's response, and I hope you, the viewer, are as well. With that being said, thank you for watching the whole way to the end of this video. I do appreciate your support in these videos. If you could leave a comment giving your opinion, that would be highly appreciated. I read all of the comments, and I know a lot of people say that and they don't actually, they just say it because they want metrics. But if you scroll down, you'll see I heart pretty much every comment I respond to or read, so you'll know that I've seen it because it's got my little logo next to it, okay? So leave a comment. I'd love to hear your opinion. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would also be highly appreciated, as I'm aiming for 100k in the next 4 months. Feel free to check out my Twitter, as I mentioned, more hot takes that people agree with. I'm very based over there. And as I mentioned, check out the ReZero video. It will be on the end card when the outro plays in a second, so if you want to click onto it, that would mean a lot. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Says you wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it. We can catch a fly. Said she wanna rock.